guys have played at least 3 teams of the same kind of caliber that Georgia is. What can you take from those games that may be able to help you against Georgia?
You know, those teams, they can do both. They can throw the ball and they can run the ball. But at the end of the day, it's just about executing. You know, making plays. You know, just being where you have to be all the time.
Is it hard not to think what a win this weekend would do as far as postseason projections and stuff like that, where you guys might end up going to the bowl?
Yeah, it's hard, most definitely, but it's important for us not to think about it, you know, and just, you know, come to practice and have a great week of practice and not focus on, you know, if we're going to win or lose, you know, take care of the small things and it'll turn out on itself.
How much farther along are you right now than the last time you played these top 5, top 10 caliber teams?
I think we're in a great spot right now. You know, our team starting to understand, you know, what it actually takes, and you know, guys are starting to give all they got, and you know, buying into the game plans and things, and you know, we just got to keep doing it.
How far have you seen Charles Oliver come from last year? I know he said he was pretty banged up and wasn't at 100%. Now he's, especially last game, having success. What has that journey been like from your perspective?
Yeah, I know last year he was going through some injuries and things, but this year, you know, he's making big plays for us, and you know, he's been working and you know, putting in the work, and the hard work is just paying off. That's all it is. And, you know, he just got to continue to keep doing it. Proud of him.
How confident are you in your run defense that you can do? Y'all played so well against South Carolina that y'all could be equally or maybe in the same kind of realm of effectiveness against a running back like DeAndre Swift.
I'm very confident in it. I'm always confident in the game plan. You know, what Coach Echo has to offer, and you know, it just comes down to us executing. You know, we just have to be sound in our gaps and our fits, and you know, just play fast and get to the ball. So it's on us, and we'll be prepared.
Was that about as well as you guys have executed the game plan against South Carolina? I mean, not even allowing them into the end zone and the way you guys played the run?
I think that was a good game for us. We knew these last 3 was going to have to be a great stretch for us, and you know, we took it game by game. That's what we're doing. So you know, that was one of our first games in the last stretch, and you know, we decided that it's time. Why not start now? It's time, you know, to force our will upon people, like Coach Fisher always said. And, you know, I think that's something that we did. We just have to continue to keep doing it for the rest of it.
On paper, you guys, the sack numbers weren't real high against South Carolina, but that didn't mean that you guys didn't get to the quarterback. What were y'all doing differently to try and put pressure on the
QB? Nothing different, you know, just sticking to our game plan, doing what we always do. You know, I think we'll be able to get home a little bit more. I think that's something we can do better. But I think we did a great job of keeping them contained, and you know, quarterback pressures was pretty good.
With how the teams are ranked that y'all are facing coming up, is there any thought or any talk amongst y'all about how much y'all could affect the final outcome of the playoff with wins these next 2 weeks?
It's a lot of talk going around, but I think it's important for us not to focus on that right now. You know, let's just control what we control, and you know, do what it takes to get it done. And I think it's important for us not to, you know, like I was saying, get lost in the big picture. That's how things get carried away. So that'll be our job, the leaders' jobs, and the coach's job, you know, to make sure guys aren't getting carried away and lost.
You're going to Georgia for the first time. I guess thoughts on that and playing them for the first time?
Really excited. It's always a fun time when you go out there and compete against the other side of the conference at a away game. The last time we played Florida my freshman year was a really fun game, cool experience. So they're a great team, great opportunity for us to show what we can do, and I'm excited for it.
With how much has been
played teams of Georgia's ilk, 3 of them. So is there anything that
Sorry.
Y'all played teams of Georgia's ilk, you know, the same kind of caliber of team as Georgia.
Yeah.
So what could you say that you could take from what you've learned or that you could take from that can help you against Georgia?
I think that what I learned versus Clemson and even Bama, like, you know, you want to win the game so bad. You want something so bad, you kind of mess up sometimes. You're kind of scared to mess up, and I think that if we can learn how to don't make the moment bigger than what it is, not see any rankings, or just see yourself out there playing football and competing against another guy, we'll do a really good job. Because, well, like I said, Clemson and Bama, we kind of look back and said some things. We just wanted to win so bad, and we're just thinking about all the external pressure. We just kind of, you know, mess ourselves up. And they're great teams, though, obviously, but just kind of not making the moment bigger than what it is, just competing out there, just having fun.
That being said, with how much has been made of the schedule, is there some excitement kind of going into these last 2 games with who those teams are?
It's hard not to say there's not. There definitely is, but because of opportunity. But from our past, we tried not to because those things come and go. Like, you don't really want to make the moment too big. I'm telling you, like, you'll look up and the game's over with. So just take it play by play, and don't focus on the scoreboard or anything else or any outside pressure. Just focus on the game and what you're doing on the field.
You were defensively on Saturday night.
We were definitely solid. There were a lot of pluses. Obviously, still some mistakes and still stuff we can correct and get better on. But that just showed, that's actually good. We can have so much more improvement and still, we're pretty successful, especially against the run.
Was your focus to stop the run and make them one-dimensional?
Absolutely. That Hines, he has an arm,
Right.
But their emphasis was always, a lot of truck, a lot of different run looks, and that was our first priority, was to scheme that and stop that.
What does that do for just confidence? Everything seems to build on that. The better you do, I'm sure the more confident the unit gets.
Absolutely. This is 2 weeks back to back. It's all about stacking those good weeks on top of each other. Each week we gain even more confidence with each good performance.
Having played #1 teams before, how much does that help going into Georgia to understand the caliber of team you're going to come up against?
We try to treat each game the same, but obviously Georgia's a very talented team. A lot of weapons offensively, and we're just going to try to lock in this week.
Have you watched them at all?
Yes, a little bit.
What's your impression?
They're a very good team. Yes, sir.
DeAndre Swift, pretty good?
Yes, I remember him through recruiting. He's a very talented vet.
Uh-huh. And the quarterback from?
Talented, very talented. I remember him through recruiting as well.
Yeah. So, you've obviously been close enough to these guys to understand, A, their talent, but B, you guys have a lot of talent yourself.
Oh, absolutely. In the SEC, every week, every matchup, every conference matchup is going to be, a heavyweight fight. So, we're just going to try to prepare for that.
With the teams that y'all have left on the schedule and how much has been made of the schedule, is there some excitement to kind of get to this part of the season?
Absolutely. We're definitely looking forward to moving on to this next week with Georgia. Obviously it's a great opportunity for us. The number four team in the country, and they're very deserving of that. And we just look to be successful and work this week.
Do y'all see yourself as kind of the team that has the biggest impact maybe on what the playoff looks like at the end of the year because of the teams that you will face?
Quite possibly, but when it comes down to it, we're just trying to, finish this year strong and as good as we can. So we're just really focused on facing Georgia right now. So.
You said stay healthy. We're fighting through some injuries. Can you talk about that?
Yes, sir. Just going through last year, I know I wasn't at the ability I know I could be at with my I had a problem with my groin and stuff like that. So, but other than that, just going surgery and all that type of thing, stuff like that, getting past that. So. Back to 100%.
The surgery was on the groin?
Yes, sir.
2 surgeries, right?
Yes, one was just a scope. Okay. But other than that, it's all good.
Talking about your injury, how nice was it to have Damani Richardson back? And I know Elijah was there for a little bit, obviously, but those 2 guys back.
Both of them are a key impact in our defense, so just having them on the field is always a great thing. It kind of hurts to see Elijah go down, but, just something like that you just can't prepare for. But we always have people like Deb to step up and play the player's role, and whenever he's called on. So having them back is always a great thing.
How have you seen your role change from last year? I know a little bit of a position change this year, and how have you adjusted and adapted to that?
It's been not too bad, I'd say, going from corner to nickel. Coach Elko talked to me this summer just about how we were going to be heavy depth at corner, so moving in the nickel spot, just allows a great coverage across the board. So I was all aboard with it.
Is there drastic differences with how you play that position to how you play corner, or what was some of the skill sets you had to learn?
Nothing really new. We like to say we don't play corner, nickel, whatever. We just play DB. So just go out there and play my game.
What, as a whole, Charles, defense is obviously played really well against South Carolina. What kind of confidence you taking in this game against Georgia?
Just do what we always do and just focus on us. We know that they're a great opponent. They have good receivers, good running backs. So we're just going to focus on us and just keep the main thing the main thing.
That being said, do you know much about Jake Fromm, if anything?
I haven't got to look at any film or anything yet, but just I've always heard good things about him. I know he's a good quarterback, so just ready to see what he look into the film and see what he can do.
Have you watched him at all this year on TV or anything?
No, sir, I haven't got the chance.
You guys have played some pretty good quarterbacks already this season, and Tua, Lawrence. What can you take from those experiences that might help you on Saturday against Fromm?
Just seeing how they move the ball up the field and what they can do. You know, the top tier quarterbacks in the field for sure. So just taking what they can do and just you know, Coach Elko has a plan already. So just follow him and just take it to the field.
I feel like it kind of increased our versatility and you know, using both running backs in the pass game and run game, and also helps a little bit of our play action pass. So just being able to have them both in the backfield as a threat for run and pass kind of just increases and kind of keeps the defense on their toes a little bit more.
Didn't y'all do that back when your freshman year? Didn't y'all have some two backs? Because I know your offensive coordinator specialized in that.
Yeah, a little bit with Travion and Keith Ford.
Yeah, so you were already familiar with how that works. Is there like a rule of thumb that you play that differently as opposed to like the normal I formation?
A little bit. I mean, I would say more zone read because obviously you can't read in the eye, but a little bit more zone read and, you know, inside zone, I would say.
Is this two-back different than the way you ran it 2 years ago?
Yeah, a little bit different. I would say we run a little bit more out of it, but just being able to, you know, run like speed option off of the two-back and inside zone and just a little bit variation of stuff.
Did you get a sense that the defense was confused? As Coach Fisher said, they don't typically see that a lot anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, you know, it definitely helps the quarterback in being able to, you know, read defenses and you know, a lot of time we are able to gash them and, you know, kind of, like I said, keep the defense on their toes and being able to check plays different ways based on what the defense is giving us. So definitely an advantage.
On Richardson's touchdown, I looked up and saw him break open. What was it? Was that a zone read or an option? I didn't see how it started.
It was outside zone. It was supposed to go to the left, and I ended up checking it back to the right, just based on what the defense was in.
It was a good play.
Yeah, ended up scoring.
How nice to see him to come on now.
I mean, it's really big, and you know, I've always thought that he could give us a real spark in the offense, and obviously just got to continue to gain coach's trust, and you know, like I said, that starts in practice. So just kind of seeing his growth each and every week. I mean, I look forward to him, you know, getting more carries each and every week.
Do you see this as a unique situation with the two teams that y'all face coming up, that y'all will have a big hand in what the playoff ultimately ends up looking like?
I think so, but you know, like I said, we just want to focus on Georgia right now, and obviously, you know, they're in the playoff contention, but we just want to go out and execute at a high level on all three phases, and we want to go out and win on the road.